We'll try this again. The phone cut out. So we're going to make a video. We're at 13% of charge, 33 miles range. 367 plus miles traveled since a week ago when we went to Lake Erie for the bike trail. And hopefully we can incorporate the Emporia, whatever it is, circuit monitor I got on the breaker box, and show how many kilowatt hours to do. Probably do a 6.5, 7 hour charge. 30 amps on the Nissan Level 2. Actually, I prefer 2024 and stretch it out a little bit. I don't need to be running 30 amps. Not, I mean, you got overnight, so. And I guess I'll set the timer just shortly after I get home. And that'll give you an idea. And we're just a hair below a nickel a kilowatt hour right now. We'll see if that goes up when they renegotiate. I guess it's Dynegy, G-Y-N-E-G-Y, for Salem, Ohio. And I actually switched to Ohio Edison last winter because Ohio Edison was below their rate. And then when Ohio Edison went up, I went back to the one that the city had contracted. So, and Ohio Edison, which is First Energy now, is they offered the 2-rate plan, where you pay less for electricity at night and more in the daytime. And since me and the wife are older, we're going to burn more energy, in the daytime than at night. So the interesting thing, I think it's Ultium Cells is planning on coming out with a solar battery pack for your house, just like Tesla and Generac have. And I talked with a guy who uses that without solar. So he absorbs his electricity at the low rate at nighttime and then uses it in the daytime. So his overall energy rate is lower. So he's barely taking in any power at the higher weekday daily rate. Pretty interesting. So I'll cut you up here. There's nothing to look at. Everything's wet. Between the wind and the rain, we're losing a lot of leaves. Still going to have some color, but there's going to be a lot of naked trees here pretty soon. All right, take care. So we're home. It says 10.5 hours to full charge with 6% battery, 14 miles range, 382 traveled since last week. And let's see. Go down to EV settings. Charge timer 1 on. So it's we'll go 1320. And that'll give us we'll go down here to 2230. Like 7 hours, 10 minutes. All right, we're gonna turn her off, plug in. I gotta eat, and I'll get back with you on what the rate is later on. Have a great afternoon. All right, finished charging. I did stop in about a half hour ago. I had to run to the detached garage and pull a grease plug on an outboard motor to make sure it won't freeze overnight. And before I went out, I set the climate control timer in here, 70 degrees, and for about 20-25 minutes later than when I on my return. So nice and toasty when I go back. It's you can see it's showing 60 degrees right now, which it isn't 60 degrees outside. I also set it for 7 a.m. tomorrow, as I might have to make a run to get some cleaning fluids for the carpet at the Historical Society. So 211 miles, I think we did like 49 kilowatt hours, and that would include running the heater for 20 minutes. 87%. If it's 48 kilowatts, we pay just under a nickel, so just figure a nickel. And this is done at the breaker box, and I'll post that. I did a screenshot on the app on the phone. So 50 nickels is $2.50. So it looks like $2.40 minus the little fraction of pennies under a nickel we pay for electric. So plenty to go. I think through the winter we're going to set the climate timer once or twice a night just to keep the car or garage a little warmer. And don't plan on driving it in the salt. The same way I had that new Chevy extended van in the other garage taking up a whole lot of room for 2 winters. Would not drive it in the salt. I've got the cargo van, and if you saw how rusty it was, you know what we're talking about. And the wife wants to do the same thing with the Chevy Equinox she just bought over a month ago. She still has her Nissan Murano, which is all-wheel drive. So that might be our winter beater car. We'll run it through the local car wash. Make sure it keeps going. So figure $2.40 to charge. You see, we got a range of 211. I'm sure I posted the range or whatever earlier today in the earlier part of a video. So what can you get if you went to the gas station for $2.50? You're going to get, what, at most 3 quarts of gasoline. And it's pretty cool. And they have route planners by different companies for non-Tesla cars. But I love doing that on my own. I love the whole aspect of it. And I did a trip beginning of May, and the whole point was to charge for free. And a lot of those are funded by the fines that Volkswagen paid for their diesel smog test, where the car would behave. I thought it was pretty genius. The car would behave to pass the smog test and then go making pollution again. I don't like pollution. I was part of that deal. One of the complainers when they got rid of leaded gas because I was a moron. So something new. I'll be 60 next year. Whole life electrical, electronics, all that crap. So this is like a joy. Like I said, there's the NEMA plug, and then the level 1. And if I use that level 1, I'm going to have to go into the app on the phone and alter it, because it will double. And that's one of the feeds hooked up to the same circuit on the main panel. Both of those come from the sub panel. So I will have to go in and do a single line if I use level 1 now. But I was doing level 1 in the detached garage. And I think I've done level 1 here, but I haven't done it since I put in the Emporia circuit monitors. But yeah, if I use that, and then if it does 40 kilowatts through a trickle charge, it's going to show up as 80 kilowatts. So I have to remember, hey, let's go in and change that to a single 120 line instead of 240. And I still got to get used to saying 240 instead of 220. And another thing we'll do is we're going to test these single lines through the winter to see if we're not up to 125. So multiply 220 by your amperage, and that gives you your wattage. And then multiply 240 by your amperage, and you're getting more wattage with the same size wires. You increase the amperage, you need to increase the size of the wires. You increase the voltage to a certain point, you don't have to touch the wire, and you can't go beyond a certain amount where things are going to arc. So it's a way to feed a house more wattage. Wattage is power. Volts times amps equals watts. And how many watts you use in an hour is your kilowatt hour rate. So, like I said, hopefully get cleaned up tonight, go to bed, and head out to Ollie's in the morning, and then the Historical Society, because that's a pretty good deal. I might buy a few things of that. So, all right. Hopefully I get that picture either as the main picture or get it incorporated in the video somehow, and we put together the 2 or 3 videos we made to put this online. I'll probably do that tomorrow. And I've still got videos from last week. I got to download on my computer to get them off the phones so I can make more videos. So, all right. Have a great night. Be safe out there.